In this video, we will show the Integrated Results and Resources Framework of the ILO for enhanced transparency and accountability. For each biennium, ILO field offices and HQ departments formulate results that are aligned with priorities of ILO constituents. These results are planned at different levels. Country Programme Outcomes, or CPOs, are results to be achieved at the country level. Sub-regional and regional programme outcomes are results that are sub-regional and regional in nature and benefit all or most countries of the sub-region and region. Here, we will refer to both as CPOs. Global products, GPs, are outputs benefiting all or most countries of the world. For example, policy guidance, high-level reports, etc. Field offices lead the work to achieve CPOs. HQ departments are in a driving seat for the development of global products. Cooperation between field offices and HQ is key for delivering all results as one ILO. CPOs and GPs are the main units for collection and analysis of data on what ILO is doing where, with what funds, and for what results. These data are used for internal insight and for public disclosure in line with international transparency standards. Accordingly, ILO publishes its data per CPO or GP. In transparency language, these are called activities. The formulation of CPOs and GPs is guided by the ILO's results framework, defined in the Programme and Budget document, the P&B. It specifies global policy outcomes and outputs for the biennium, as well as the indicators to measure progress. The results framework can change from one biennium to the other. For instance, the 2022 to 2023 results framework contained 8 policy outcomes, 3 enabling outcomes, 44 outputs, and 90 output indicators. Each CPO and GP is linked to one or more P&B outputs and their indicators. These linkages are created in the ILO's Integrated Resources Management System, known as IRIS. IRIS is also the place where other data are collected for planning, monitoring, and reporting on CPOs and GPs. Let's talk about key data elements that field offices and HQ units responsible for CPOs and GPs include in IRIS. Some are open to the public and others are for internal use only. These data items are made public. Title, description, start and end date, biennium, beneficiary country or sub-region or region, or the global nature of the product. Thematic focus defined via the links to P&B outputs. Links to P&B indicators representing concrete measurable results to be achieved. Concrete results achieved under target indicators reported in the end of the biennium. Gender equality and non-discrimination marker. Contribution to SDG targets. Contribution to COVID-19 response. However, the following data items are for internal use only, deliverables and their expected delivery dates. The status of each of the indicators. Pipeline, where work is planned but the result will not be achieved in the current biennium. Baseline, where the result has already been achieved but more work in the area is envisaged. Or target, when the result will be achieved this biennium, non-discrimination grounds addressed, and some other data.
Let us now look at how CPOs and GPs are funded and what financial data are collected for internal and public use. ILO's total budget is composed of regular budget, or RB, also referred to as assessed contributions. These are funds provided by all ILO member states by virtue of their membership of the ILO. These are membership fees. Voluntary contributions from different funding partners such as governments, multilateral organizations, international financial institutions, non-state actors, etc. The RB is normally used to cover recurrent staff and non-staff costs in ILO HQ and field offices, as well as some technical assistance. A part of RB funds is used for regular budget technical cooperation, or RBTC, for direct development assistance to ILO constituents. Voluntary contributions are key for delivering the P&B, especially at country level. They are mobilized through negotiations with different funding partners. Depending on how funding partners contribute to ILO priorities, the level of earmarking differs. Regular Budget Supplementary Account, RBSA, funds are fully unearmarked resources. ILO decides on their allocation. Lightly or tightly earmarked voluntary contributions, or XBDC, support specific projects and programs with a clear timeline and a predefined geographic and/or thematic focus. For decision-making, ILO considers country priorities, funding partners' priorities, and ILO capacity to deliver. Another source of funding, Program Support Income, PSI, is generated by charging program support costs to voluntary contributions to support the effective delivery of development cooperation projects and interventions. How are all these different resources allocated to CPOs and GPs? The overall level and allocation by department or region of RBTC is decided by the Director General. RBTC is subsequently released to field offices and HQ departments based on proposals received from them. The proposals reflect how recipient units plan to use RBTC to deliver CPOs and GPs, and thus the implementation of Decent Work Country Programs, DWCPs. RBTC projects are then created in IRIS and linked to the outputs of the relevant CPOs and global products. It is very important to ensure that this link is correct, meaning that the CPO or GP exists and is linked to the output receiving RBTC funds. When correctly linked, data users inside and outside the ILO can see funding available for and spent on CPOs and GPs. Field offices and HQ units that use RBTC funds are responsible for ensuring data quality. The allocation of PSI is decided by the Director General. Allocations are used to cover staff and non-staff costs. They are distributed to and managed by relevant HQ departments and field offices. The staff costs charged to RB and PSI are partly tracked to CPOs and GPs via the Working Time Tracking tool. Any P and NO staff in field offices and policy departments in HQ that are fully or partially funded by RB or PSI funds link their working time to CPOs and GPs using the online time tracking tool. Working time is converted into financial data. This allows analysis of RB and PSI use in support of CPOs and GPs delivery. Here also, data quality is important. When data is not complete or wrongly linked, this hampers proper data analysis. ILO is committed to linking all RB and PSI to CPOs and GPs in the future. RBSA funds are allocated by the Office. The Director General decides on thematic focus and regional weight. Most RBSA funds are allocated to CPOs in ODA-eligible countries through a competitive selection of proposals from field offices in consultation with policy outcome leads. XBDC projects contribute to one or more CPOs and GPs. During the appraisal, this programmatic linkage is confirmed. When projects are created in IRIS, every activity is linked to the CPO or GP that it contributes to. And once more, the quality of data matters. They tell us what project funds are available and spent on CPOs and GPs. And who ensures data quality in this case? Right, the field office or HQ unit responsible for the implementation of the project. In sum, program officers, analysts, and focal points are key in collecting programmatic data, coordinating correct linking of resources to CPOs and GPs in IRIS, and ensuring overall data quality. They do so under the supervision of the Regional Programming Units, RPUs, and the guidance from the Strategic Programming and Management Department, Program. The integrated results and resource framework of the Office entails the management and use of all resources in an integrated and transparent manner. Integration also means alignment with decent work outcomes established throughout the programming cycle for the achievement of meaningful results for constituents at country, regional, and global levels.